We know you like talking Star Wars. We like talking Star Wars. So that's exactly what we're going to do. This is The Wars and More.
All right, so this week we are experiencing one of the weirdest things. There is so much going on in the world of Star Wars, but there really isn't that much to talk about. This is The Wars and More. I'm Joe, and of course with me is my good buddy Doug. Hey Doug, how you doing this week?
Doing pretty good, Joe. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. This is a weird problem.
Yeah, it totally is a weird problem.
So much stuff going on, and we could mention all of it, but most of it's pretty cut and dry. It doesn't really need any discussion or explanation. It's just, this is happening.
Right.
So it's odd.
It's odd.
It's really odd, to say the least.
I think we're this is kind of like the little bit of a calm before the storm of information that's going to hit us soon.
Yeah, what are we looking at? Like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks, and it should really be hitting the fan.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If after Celebration we're still going, yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about, then we're going to be in real trouble.
Yeah, it'll be like, so day 6 of riots.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah. Star Wars fans from across the country. Yeah. Flip over cars in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that is not going to be a problem we're going to be having.
No, I don't
have
think
a feeling that the coming weeks after Celebration, we'll probably be talking about a trailer for a month.
Oh, yeah.
And dissecting every single second of it.
Yep.
So,
as we do, right? I mean, first you're going to watch the trailer, and you're going to see it for what they wanted you to see it for, and then you're going to start dissecting all the background scenes and all that. It's like, we'll get deep down in the weeds, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, one thing I will say, so if getting to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland has been on your list of things to do, to get there for opening day or whatever, you might want to move, because already all of the Disneyland resorts are booked solid the night before it opens.
Ooh. So
some of the hotels in the area that are affiliated with the park,
right?
Disney calls them their good neighbor hotels.
Right.
They still had availability, but how long will that last with all the resorts booked up?
Yeah, I got a feeling those are gonna go quick, because there's a lot of people who like to be first, right? And I think that opportunity's quickly dwindling. So. And like we've said before.
And the other thing is, too, I mean, you're contending with, press and things like that, because even though press typically has a press day,
right,
they're always there on opening day as well, because they got to talk about how busy it is.
Exactly. They like the big crowds, everyone shoulder to shoulder, can't move around. Look how popular this is. Yeah. It'd be easier for everyone to enjoy without them there. But hey,
it's crazy to me, because in the past few weeks they've been talking about how maybe going on opening day won't be so hectic and won't be so busy, because this attraction won't be open and this attraction.
Right.
And that seems to have all been they misunderstood.
Yeah. Exactly.
The drive of Star Wars fans to be first in line. You know, it doesn't matter that this attraction's not open; they'll go again.
Exactly. Yeah. For everybody who's there on opening day, you can trust that it won't be their only day going. So, yeah.
Yeah, so Rise of the Resistance won't be open.
Right.
But you'll be able to pilot the frickin' Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to draw a crowd.
Sure will.
That's going to draw a crowd for sure. So, yeah, so that May 31st opening seems like it's going to be a very busy day.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what else to add to that. It's going to be you know, it's going to almost be like another celebration, you know.
Oh yeah. So this Star Wars audiobook that was announced, I think today, even.
Yeah.
Dooku Jedi Lost. So it's coming out audio only.
Right.
And from what I'm seeing here, it doesn't seem like your standard audiobook, because you're not just going to have your narrator. There's going to be other vocal performances put in there. So almost like an audio drama.
Right. Which, in my opinion, those are really cool. So I'm anxious to hear how this sounds and you know, get the story, obviously. So I'm reminded of the audio version. Well, there was the audio dramas of the original trilogy.
Yep.
And then what was it? Dark Empire, right? That was done in the same fashion. So the adaptation from the comic.
Okay.
And that was really fun to listen to. So I'm a big fan of this style of audio production, so I'm all for it. Now, this is not to take anything away from the people doing the we have like Mark Thompson, right, who can, you know, do all kinds of different voices and differentiate between the characters as they're doing the audiobooks. That's awesome. And it takes a lot of talent to do that. But
So
when you
coincidentally there,
yeah.
Mark Thompson is narrating this.
Oh, that's excellent. But
so he will be the narrator. But it does say other vocal performances.
Right. See, that's what I was getting at, is like you have like a actual full-on cast, and then with all the sound effects and the music and all that can put along with it, you can paint yourself a picture in your own mind of the whole story going on, and it's, you know, really cool.
For sure, Star Wars audiobooks really stand out in that category.
For sure.
Every one is like a performance, and this one, like I said, with the other vocal performances, which I'm assuming is going to be some of your Clone Wars cast.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I just have no doubt about that.
I hope so, because, you know, you're talking Dooku. I would have to bet that, you know, Yoda's going to be involved in this. So
yep.
Hopefully
So
Tom Kane.
Some of the notable character names I'm seeing here is Sifo Dyas.
Yep.
Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda, Ventress, of course.
Right.
So there's a lot of characters there that have, one, like I said, connections to the Clone Wars series. And a lot of your Clone Wars cast has been, available kind of around Lucasfilm lately.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Working on something.
They've been working on something. Gee, what would that be? Yeah.
Well, that would be the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Duh.
I hope that you're right about that. I think that would just make for even better of an experience, because those are all voices that we are like so familiar with for these characters. So
yeah, it's an interesting premise. That's so just kind of sum it up what they've got here. It's basically Ventress is going to go back and try and uncover the secrets of Dooku's time as a Jedi.
Interesting.
So what happened, why he left the Order, things like that.
So what it's got me curious about is what's Ventress's motivations for doing this in the first place. So hopefully they go there too.
Yeah. One thing I like about this is you're going to get an origin story, kind of an origin story for Dooku.
Right.
But you're not going to get it by following around Dooku. You're going to get it in a third person's perspective through Ventress.
Yeah.
So as she's uncovering this stuff. So as a certain like a mystery novel kind of flair to it,
Right. Yeah.
It sounds good. It's going to be here soon. So April 30th soon.
Ooh. I can't wait.
Nor can I. This just sounds like a lot of fun. I love the audio dramas. And I'll go ahead and take a segue from that. Speaking of audio dramas, one thing I'm very disappointed in.
Yeah.
At least to this date, is we still haven't heard anything about another Smuggler installment.
Yeah.
At Celebration.
That's a bummer, but
yeah. And I would say at this point, having not heard about it, it's probably not happening.
Right.
And that's just a bummer.
Well, those things can be kind of hard to coordinate, sometimes with everyone busy on projects.
Yeah, and and not to sell short, just writing it is an endeavor.
True. Very true.
So Kyle Newman's been a very busy guy.
Right.
With his book and all that stuff. So
yeah. It's not like there isn't other things to do at Celebration, though.
Oh, I know. But it's just, it was such a cool thing to see. To go see new Star Wars live on stage with, actors that we've known throughout animation and things like that. Reprising roles and playing new roles. It was just a good time.
Absolutely.
So it will be missed. And who knows? It may still show up on the docket because, hell, we still haven't seen Mark Hamill anywhere on the list.
Right. You would think that he'd be there.
You would think. Not looking that way so far. But it's Mark Hamill. It would probably be one of the last announcements.
Yeah, it would kind of be like the I don't know. The the big announcement, basically, as far as I'm concerned anyway.
Right. But you still haven't seen announcements like Daisy Ridley, Oscar Isaac, John Boyega.
True. I got a feeling you have to at least see all of these actors for the episode 9 panel. I would think. In much the same way we saw them for Force Awakens and all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, we could be made liars, and that'll be a reality by the time we release the show.
Could be. You never know.
So, but there was one big name added to the list this past week.
Do tell.
Hayden Christensen's coming back.
Nice.
So that's good news. He wasn't soured at all by his last appearance. Seems like he probably had a good time.
Yeah.
And it definitely seemed like he was having a good time, and it seemed like fans were very welcoming of his presence. And I would expect anything less, because the fans that go to Celebration, they're just there having fun.
Absolutely. I don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly what would have soured his experience last time.
I'm just referring to the way Hayden in his performance has been treated online over the years.
Yeah, I thought that's where you were going too.
Yeah, right. And I was happy to see none of that at Celebration.
Right. I don't think for whatever criticisms he might have received for his, portrayal of Anakin, Star Wars fans love those movies, and I just don't. It's like, how do you put this? Maybe things could have been different for his character. Okay, if he'd acted it out differently or whatever, some might say better, but whatever. But they are what they are, and they are now classics. I mean, they are part of the legend, the not legends, but the whole mythos of Star Wars. Right. So, I mean, I don't know. For me, I keep watching them over and over. So,
right. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, obviously, Celebration has been enough of a positive experience over the years, because, I mean, Ahmed Best is going this year.
Right.
And if anyone's no stranger to criticism, it's him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, the only person who might have had it harder than him was Jake Lloyd.
Right.
So.
And who I have to say, if he would be open to attending a celebration or a fan days or something like that, I'm sure he would be welcomed with open arms as well. So, that's just the way the Star Wars community is.
Yes. Yeah. It's it's definitely very nice to see how fans treat each other and treat everybody at Celebration. It's refreshing.
Right.
So looking forward to it. And yeah, definitely it's 2 weeks away. I'm so stoked.
Right.
And more about Celebration. The lotteries for the big panels.
Oh, right. Yeah. The new way we're doing things.
Yes. So those are live as we speak. So if you haven't signed up for your lottery chances yet, go do it. This is the way to get into the big panels now. Everybody has a shot. So get your name in there. Hopefully your name can get drawn and you can be sitting in the main room when they play that episode 9 trailer.
Right. So that's the big deal then, huh? I mean, you have to make yourself available to get your shot.
Yes.
So you got to actually like actively sign up. So
correct. You're not just automatically in on it for buying a ticket.
Right.
Which is good because not everybody gets there on time and
oh yeah.
Things like that. It would be very disappointing to find out there were a bunch of open seats and you couldn't get in.
Yeah, really. I got a feeling they won't let that happen.
Well, you'd like to think that.
I would like to think that, yes.
But this is new, and that is the first one. So
yeah, let's hope they've thought about this for a good long time and have contingencies to make sure all the bugs are ironed out of it.
Because the advantage to everybody that was staying overnight is, those people weren't going to stay overnight and then not go.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and they weren't gonna get caught in traffic or miss their bus or things like that. This is all things that could happen with this lottery thing.
Yeah, but
and with it being on the first day, that's a little scary.
Yeah, I still think that these are Star Wars fans we're talking about, and I don't think this is going to quote unquote diminish the value of any particular panel. I think everyone, if they get selected to attend, they're going to value that and be there. I just feel that way.
Yeah, the other thing I hope don't happen is that the people that win the lottery and claim it to their badge or whatever don't go on and sell their badge.
Oh, yeah. I that would be a shame. If it starts something like that, then I think they'll have to either revert back to the old way or come up with a new plan.
Right, because I understand not wanting fans to queue overnight. There's all kinds of things involved there. The comfort of the fans,
the
safety of the fans.
Totally.
Because something happens in that line. You're not in the best spot.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if you were to have a medical emergency, you're not in the best place.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. There's tons of reasons why this could be a good thing, and I guess I'm just being slightly pessimistic about, the letting technology sort it out.
Yeah, which I understand. I'm not the biggest fan of letting technology just take control for us. But hopefully there's good people behind the scenes and on the other end, and it all works out better this way. Here's to hoping anyway.
Yeah, I just hope they stay diligent with it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
As long as they have some sort of contingencies in place, like I haven't seen anything about a standby line or anything like that. But look, when it gets close to the panel starting, if there's open seats, you should be able to fill them with people that are there.
Using technology, this is, I don't know if this is going to happen or not or anything like that, but I could see them, having a number everyone could text for such a thing, and they could get a reply with, yes, there's seats available, or no, there's not, and then those would come at first come, first served basis.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes before the panel starts or whatever.
Yeah. And my concern 100% is not about the optics of the thing of there being empty seats out there.
Right.
No. My concern is there's a fan that would love to be there.
Yes.
That isn't there, and, for whatever reason, there's an empty seat.
Right.
I don't want to hear about empty seats when there's fans that would really love to be in that room.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what this is all about, right? I mean,
right.
That's why people queue up overnight in the first place.
Right. Right. Especially if one of those fans is one of those people who would have been in line overnight.
Right. If they were just unfortunate enough to not get selected from the lottery, otherwise they would have been there camping out. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, hopefully they have things in place like that that'll ensure, packed houses for all these, because I'm sure they're going to be.
And not to mention, if I don't get in, it's rigged.
Yeah. Somehow I'm not buying that one.
And you're supposed to be on my side.
Oh, trust me, I'm on your side. I want you there too. But, let's just let's be real about this.
Right. But yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yes.
I'm ready. Have something to add to the conversation? Or you just want to let us know how we're doing? Email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. That's the best place to get in on the action. But if social media is a little more to your liking, @TheWarsandMore on Twitter is always a good place to interact with us. And we're also on Facebook, facebook.com/TheWarsandMore. And of course, your portal to this and everything else, The Wars and More, is thewarsandmore.com. All right, let's talk about a trailer.
A trailer?
Well, it's not a Star Wars trailer.
Oh, okay.
Recently, I just started a show and finished the first 2 seasons of said show on your recommendation.
Yes.
And we're talking about Stranger Things and the trailer for season 3 of Stranger Things. Now, I gotta say, Doug, one, you hit the nail on the head. This show really is like a cross between the X-Files and Goonies.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know any Star Wars fan who wouldn't love this show, because this show, for someone, again, dating myself, but someone my age, this show embodies what it was like to be a kid in the 80s. So, and, obviously we didn't have the whole, upside down and, these,
I was going to say, what the hell happened in the 80s?
Yeah, I know. We didn't have that, but, just all the pop culture references are spot on this show. And it's, the arcades,
Yeah, my childhood saw some of the tail end of this.
Right.
But my childhood was more centered around the 90s.
Right.
I know, poor me, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, no, I mean, the 80s had a lot of cool stuff, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Especially with the arcades the way they were. I mean, the arcades were cool in the 90s, but that was like the last run.
Right.
For arcades. I mean, you're starting to see the the arcade culture kind of show back up,
right?
Places like Dave and Buster's and things like that.
Yep.
I mean, it's a little different than the old arcades were, but it's kind of that culture.
Yeah, those places usually have, like, tucked away into a corner, like, I don't know, a dozen classic games. And that's usually where you'd find me if I was, I don't frequent these places very often, but when I'm there, that's where I'm at. Playing.
Yeah, is there a Galaga cabinet? I'm taking all challengers.
Yeah, there's that. Donkey Kong. Yeah.
Even Pac-Man, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right. So this trailer.
Yes.
Wow, this is one. It's very different in the respect that they're older.
Yeah, it's
it kind of takes you back a little because there's a jump here.
Yeah, there's it's noticeable for sure.
I mean, not so much in the characters that were older characters to start the show.
Right,
they haven't changed much.
Right.
But the kids have changed a lot.
Yeah.
This is fine.
It is.
Because that's one of the beautiful things about a show like this is you get to grow with the characters.
Yep.
And you're seeing your childhood, you're seeing that evolution into your teenage years. And the emotions that come with that, because you hear that we're not kids anymore.
Right.
What a preteen thing to say.
Absolutely. That we all remember.
Not really preteen, but teen thing to say.
Yeah, we all remember when you start getting to that point where it's like, I shouldn't say it like I don't know how to say it exactly, but you start thinking like, I can't be doing all this kid stuff anymore, right? So you try to kind of like push that away a little bit, but there's that part of you that still loves it, right? So
right,
it's something everyone goes through, and it's a significant time of your life, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how these characters are dealing with that, and then all the other stuff on top of it.
Right. Like, yeah, they're definitely at that time where it's like, less D&D, more let's hang out with girls.
Right. Exactly. And it's in the trailer you see stuff like I forget the one girl's name, the redhead, but her and 11 are just like in a room, listening to records, dancing, whatever,
how John Hughes.
Totally. but how every kid in the 80s, right? I mean, that's kind of like one of the things you just did, and there's another part in the trailer where the two of them are in a mall, and you see the look on Eleven's face, and it's like, wow, she's like amazed at the mall kind of thing, at least that's the impression you get from the trailer, and it's kind of cool. I mean,
so for a town like theirs, though, I mean, any of those kids in a mall for the first time would have been like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the 80s? I mean, because you figure the malls, when did they start to really pop up? Like late 70s?
I really don't know. All I do know is that in the 80s, that's just what you did. You went to the mall and you hung out. I mean, yeah, and we all know they're all dying off now. There's a lot of large vacant buildings that used to be shopping malls, but back then,
Well, even a lot of them are starting to be vacant lots.
Yeah.
Not even buildings anymore.
Right. But it's and that's exactly the kind of thing that we're talking about, the nostalgia, the throwback to the 80s. It's they're hitting it right on the head with all that. So
right. All right, so one thing I'll say, and this is like my go-to thing these days, it seems.
Okay.
Like my go-to threat.
Okay.
So if Steve dies, we riot.
Oh.
I mean,
right.
It's not looking good for Steve.
Well, what makes you say that?
Well, one, I mean, you see a snap of him, and he's pretty beat up, and he looks scared. All kinds of scared.
Right.
One, you see this monster. This monster looks like no joke in this one.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Like the monster before was already, big, scary.
Right.
But yeah, they turned this one up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, I don't know. I got a feeling that everyone's in for I don't know, a big adventure, we'll say. I don't know.
Yeah. The other thing is I almost see that scene with Dustin in the end.
Right.
Dustin and Steve.
This is
lightsaber battle.
Where I was going. Yeah, go.
And you see him like acting like he's spilling his guts out and everything.
Right.
Like, oh man, I have a feeling Steve's guts are going to be spilled all over the place. Like I almost feel like this is foreshadowing.
It could be
that you see, like I said, you see him pretty beat up in the trailer.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Steve hasn't exactly had the best run as far as like getting out scot-free.
True.
He usually takes a beating before he gets out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, in season 1, he got pretty battered, because he accidentally walked into them trying to summon this monster,
Exactly.
That's where he got his signature weapon.
Right.
Hey, who wouldn't want to use a baseball bat with nails in it?
No, totally.
You're in this situation, that's like the go-to, right? Let's just get a baseball bat, pound some nails through it, and
right.
Let's mess some stuff up.
Exactly.
And then the other one, he gets the crap kicked out of him before they even go to the
right.
Like they even started dealing with the monster yet.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It looks like fun. What do you think of the soundtrack there?
Oh, got some Motley Crue. Got some Who. I'm digging it. I mean, that. Both of those bands back then were right up my alley. I mean, Motley Crue was like right there in that time, and as a musician or wannabe musician, you
wannabe musician.
Well, you would, all the bands that you listen to, you find out who their influences were, and you listen back to that stuff as well. So, that's definitely right up my alley with the music. It was spot on. So,
yeah, I like that. You're getting introduced to the kids as teenagers, and you get Teenage Wasteland like this.
Oh yeah, appropriate there too as well.
And a very cool version of it to open up the trailer, like a very quiet, no music, just vocals.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a cool looking trailer.
Yep.
Looks like it's going to have all the fun that's been Stranger Things so far.
Right. So now's the time. Looks like this is going to premiere July 4th. So As soon as you get done rewatching Clone Wars, rewatch your Stranger Things.
You should be done in about a week. If you're not done in about a week, don't bother.
Right on.
Well, yeah, it'll be off Netflix, right? Like,
oh, Clone Wars? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that still sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't watched Stranger Things yet, I think it's as a Star Wars fan, do yourself a favor. There's tons of little Star Wars nuggets along the way.
Oh, there are. Yeah, totally. Just makes you smile every time you see one. It's
right down to a toy you had when you were a kid.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, good fun. Speaking good fun. You know, for all the stuff we give EA, for everything they do wrong.
Who, us?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, every once in a while they do something right.
That's good to hear.
So, Battlefront 2 just got its big Capital Supremacy update.
Okay.
When they added the game mode Capital Supremacy, which is playable on the Geonosis map.
Ah, yes.
Okay. And this is like classic Battlefront gameplay.
Cool.
So you have your capture points, you're playing like a domination type match.
Right.
You're trying to control these capture points and get to a certain score.
Right.
Before the other team. And the team who gets to that score first then attacks the opposing team's capital ship.
Ah,
so
okay.
You end up on boarding craft and you end up landing on their capital ship, and now you want to take that and blow it up from the inside.
Gotcha.
So it's like classic Battlefront.
Cool.
You know, with a name like Battlefront, you shouldn't be at the last like one of the later updates and finally making it like Battlefront.
Right.
But I mean, they've been making strides in this game ever since their big mistakes, and we really bag on them for that.
Right.
I mean, I do at least, right? Like,
yeah.
What they did was very poorly executed, but they've been making great strides since then, and really atoning for their sins, really.
Awesome.
And with this, they also added a new infiltrator reinforcement class, which includes the ARC Trooper and the Commando Droid.
Oh, these are the ones that are really quick and stuff, huh?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
So, very cool. It's very neat in the, that it's in the Clone Wars era.
Yeah.
This really fits the big scale battles,
And I got a feeling that this is also, timed perfectly with the return of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's definitely a good teaser.
Right.
Something to, wet your lips,
Right.
I gotta say, so if you haven't seen the trailer for this that EA Star Wars put out, go check it out, because that is another little nod to the Clone Wars, because they got Tom Kane to narrate it.
Oh man. Yeah, who better? I mean, no one better. That's
so
perfect.
The trailer is like watching the opening to an episode of the Clone Wars.
That's awesome.
It's definitely worth checking out. I'm gonna definitely dive into this weekend. This is a game mode that we've really needed in Battlefront, because it's Battlefront. It
right
should
on.
Play like Battlefront, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
play like Battlefront, not Battlefield.
Yeah.
If I wanted to play Battlefield, I'll go play Battlefield. Which no one wants that these days either. So
Right. Right.
but yeah. Go check it out. I know I will.
Sweet.
Spoiler. Take evasive action.
No. I am the father.
That's impossible.
If it leaks, we'll know it's you.
All right, you know that sound. That means we're about to talk spoilers. So, if you've been paying attention, you've seen this poster that has been leaked. I say leaked with, my fingers making a little quotation.
Right.
Because we don't really know what this is, where it comes from. There's just, hey, we got this poster that's for the retail marketing material, right?
Right.
And I'll say there's some things on this poster that make me skeptical,
Sure.
but there are also things that make me think this is real.
Yeah, exactly. I'm of two minds about it, but I think, I don't know. I see what you're saying. There are things.
I mean, one thing I'll say is when you get new character reveals, okay,
Yeah.
as far as that goes with this poster, these seem pretty legit.
Yeah, I agree.
The look of them and it seems like those are legit.
Yeah.
So someone definitely got their hands on something they shouldn't have.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yeah.
One thing that makes me skeptical, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of things that this is true, but seeing 3PO with a bandolier and Chewbacca's bowcaster.
Yes. Now this, so this is one thing that's making you skeptical.
Yes.
This is something that I'm looking at that and I'm saying, we need this in this film. This is going to be,
I'm not saying it wouldn't blow my mind. All right. Like,
right. This is, I think, yeah, it's got to be there. I don't know.
I mean, now that I see it, I want it.
Yeah, for sure.
But one, it looks a little out of place. Like it doesn't, I don't know. It seems odd.
Oh, it's definitely odd. It's certainly not the sort of position 3PO's been in before.
Right.
But
times are tough.
They
don't really have a lot of help,
Right.
Like, and this is, it's definitely something that 3PO usually wouldn't jump at.
Right.
It's something he'd be like, hey, well, you want me to do what? Like,
so, another thought did occur to me. Now, is 3PO actually wielding this bowcaster for defense or an attack or something, or does he have this stuff because Chewie doesn't make it?
oh, come on.
I know. It's a concern, though. It's something some folks have speculated on.
I can't handle that kind of disappointment in my life. Like,
I know. I'm with you there. I'm really hoping that this is because, they need 3PO on some sort of ground assault, and Chewie says, here, take my stuff. I'm going to go pilot the Falcon and help from the air.
now, granted, if anything would piss 3PO off enough to jump in the fight, it would be losing Chewbacca.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, no doubt. Like that would make 3PO snap.
Yeah.
You know, because they've had an interesting relationship. You know, like
Oh yeah.
but like I have a feeling that 3PO would feel the same way I'd feel. Like, you know, you lose Chewbacca, you're pissed off.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that was just frickin' Chewbacca.
Yes.
Like, are you kidding me right now? Come get some.
Exactly.
So, another thing is like, so looking at these stormtroopers at the bottom,
Yeah.
are these red stormtroopers? Like,
It's hard to say.
because at first I thought maybe this is like a reflection from something.
Right. It does kind of look that way.
Now, like I've already been bit by that once with Pyre.
Right. Yep. Me too. Yep.
So when we saw Pyre in the promotional material for Resistance, we thought that was just a reflection. It turned out he was actually gold.
Yes. Exactly.
And looking at these and looking how uniform that color red is,
Right.
I start to wonder: do they have a red hue to it?
Yeah, well, not to mention in the poster you have a group of white
They're pasty
stormtroopers
white right above them.
right above them. Yeah. So I think that's intentional. It seems like there's an awful lot of them in the poster too.
Well, this lead stormtrooper in the front, right?
Yep.
It's got a very different helmet design. Even the armor design is different than the rest of them.
Right.
So I almost have no doubt that this one at least is red.
Yeah.
I mean, could this be what's his name? Cardinal?
It shouldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah, from the Phasma book, it should not be. So,
Well,
not to spoil anything from the book, it's
right. Well, I'm just going on the when it comes to these elite level stormtroopers,
right.
are they ever really dead? I mean, because there's still a chance we're going to see Phasma in this movie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Phasma. Yeah, I thought she bit it a couple times, that's for sure. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's that. I mean, and Cardinal isn't the only red suited First Order member we've come across.
true. Yeah, we had the Praetorian Guard, right?
Right? You had the Praetorian Guard, and you had what was his name in Resistance? The pilot,
Oh, Baron Von Reg.
Von Reg. So, red armor's not out there. It's not like out of the realm of possibility.
Right.
And it's even rumored that this red armor is going to be a division of stormtroopers that answer to Kylo and the Knights of Ren.
Right. Which we have in this poster.
Yes.
The Knights of Ren. Something that a lot of fans were disappointed that we didn't see in episode 8. It was just at least some reference to the Knights of Ren. Have them do something, right? So I got a feeling we're going to get that in this one.
Well, yeah, I mean, going into episode 8, everybody thought that the Knights of Ren were going to be these Praetorian Guard.
Right.
That didn't end up being the case.
No.
So, I mean, it's funny to hear the rumors say that, this division of stormtroopers answers to Kylo and the Knights of Ren. Well, they all answer to Kylo now since he's supreme leader.
Exactly.
So, but You know, I kind of get like a vibe like this is going to be Kylo's 501st.
Yeah. This is. Yeah, exactly. His 501st elite stormtroopers kind of thing.
So so the Knights of Ren there, I mean, that's a pretty direct lift from the episode 7 design, right?
I believe so.
Seeing that flashback,
right.
Or that vision that Rey had.
Yeah.
So now we get to find out if that was a premonition or a memory.
Exactly. Yeah, one or the other. I was just going to say, I believe, and just off the top of my head, I believe the one who gets the lightsaber through torso is had a different style, like I don't know if you call it a hat or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I don't see that one in this picture.
Exactly, nor do I. So I'm thinking it was probably a vision from the past.
Yeah, so that begs the question, why did Rey have a vision of Knights of Ren in the past?
Exactly.
And why was Obi-Wan there? So let's talk about these new characters a little bit.
Yeah.
So first we got Zori.
Ah, yes.
So this is everybody's saying this is Kerry Russell's character, right?
Right. That's the rumor.
So is she First Order?
I don't think we know that yet. Very interesting looking character, though.
Yes, the helmet is different.
Yes. It's got some protrusion out the back of the helmet, which is kind of large. So,
yeah, that was the first thing. Like when I first saw that character design, that was the first thing that grabbed my attention. It's like, what the hell is that?
Right.
What would that be for?
Yeah, not sure.
It looks uncomfortable.
And
like it would weigh your head down.
Right. So, judging from the costume, you know, it's hard to say if this is, you know, could be a bounty hunter, could be someone working for the First Order, or could be someone in league with the rebels. You don't know. So,
definitely screams bounty hunter, I think. Like,
I agree with that.
I mean, for all the bounty hunter designs we've seen over the years, this is in line with that, very much so.
Absolutely. Kerry Russell was on Colbert, and she did mention in her interview that she thought she had a really cool costume. So she liked her costume.
Right.
So, and I got a feeling that this is going to be a character that sees some action, because you know, I haven't made it through the first season yet, but I've been watching a little bit of The Americans, and she apparently has gotten a lot of training for doing that sort of thing. So,
right. Well, I'll say I did like Colbert's third attempt at a guess at her character.
Oh, yeah. Which one was that?
Her character is pretty much irrelevant to the story, and just pops in at random scenes asking, "Have you seen my keys?"
Right. Yeah, that was a good one.
That one made me chuckle.
Yeah.
All right, so the next character here is it Janna?
That's what it looks like.
A bow, huh?
Yeah, this one's very interesting for me because yeah, I have a daughter who shoots archery on a league, and her name is Jaina. I think we all know where that name came from.
Really, where?
Yeah. So It's very similar, and I'm really interested in seeing how this bow works in the Star Wars universe, because it looks really cool. It's looks like something different for sure.
I know one thing I see. I definitely see an action figure you're going to have to get.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's just hope it's not like the fifth wave or something like that.
Right. Well, the thing is, it'll probably come out in the Black Series, which means you'll never be able to find it.
Right.
Anywhere. So, it's definitely a weird character design. You know, that when I first looked at it, I'm like, is this Lando's daughter? She's got a cape.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's possible. You never know.
I saw the cape. I'm like, yeah, looks like Lando's kid.
Now, from the costume, though,
cape.
I'm seeing someone who is more concerned about, taking care of business, getting stuff done, than, Lando's cape, he makes it look good, you know what I mean?
Another character that comes to mind as far as like this being a descendant of, is Saw Gerrera.
Oh, could be.
Mainly because this character reminds me so much of his sister.
Right.
From the Onderon series.
Steela.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, just the look of the character reminds me of her so much.
Oh, that's a good point.
Kind of being an underground fighter. Like, that just stood out to me. Like, that'd be a neat little nod.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, obviously, I don't think she could have offspring, but Saw could.
Right. Very interesting thought. I like that. The Gerrera family continuing on in the rebellion.
And maybe keeping that kind of way of fighting, Like, it just looks like she would have that way of fighting, that...
extremist.
Yes.
Yeah, that's because the Rebel Alliance kind of considered Saw an extremist group.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't always agree with his tactics. Yeah, I like it. That's interesting. Interesting way to go there. I like that.
It looks like someone who doesn't necessarily want to join the Resistance because the Resistance bogs themselves down with.
Right. I and at this point, the Resistance, what we had left of the Resistance and turning into rebels, they might actually veer towards, that extremist kind of viewpoint.
Yep.
Simply because, it's their back is against the wall last we saw them. So, who knows?
All right, so let's also talk about Rey a little bit. Like, so Rey's outfit here has gone from that, we saw her in like a tan outfit, and then she went to that gray outfit in The Last Jedi.
Right.
This one's white.
Yeah. Now, I gotta say, it's very similar to her clothing line from earlier episodes. So.
Oh no, she likes what she likes.
Yeah, that's true.
That's for sure.
It's got the arm wraps, the forearm wraps, kicking still.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is definitely
those wraps. This for compression that helps with muscle fatigue.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
No, but it's like you said, and that's the point I wanted to make. She's keeping with the same style of dress.
Yeah. Which I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Because, and I'm not saying that I want the sequel trilogy to mirror the original trilogy or anything like that, okay?
But you're going to talk about Luke's progression, right?
Yes, because he had civilian clothing on in episode 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in episode 5, whether it's his flight suit or the what you would call the
traditional Jedi garb.
Well, the Bespin fatigues or whatever.
Oh, okay.
You know, that was more of a uniform style.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Return of the Jedi, he's looking more Jedi. So, you know, there's definitely a progression in dress as well as, you know, the
well, I
the
would say
character
the
itself.
difference being, though, while Rey has been a member of the Resistance and a proponent of the Resistance, she's not yet been active in the Resistance. She's kind of been doing her thing. While the goals line up, and she is ostensibly a member of the Resistance, Luke was like fighting in the rebellion.
right.
You know, he was in the X-Wing squadron going out to attack the Death Star.
Sure.
You know, Rey was not, you know, in the squadron attacking Starkiller Base.
No.
Her
But
mission was separate from the Resistance mission. While being the same mission, she was still kind of separate from it. You know what I mean? You follow?
I kind of follow. I mean,
Where that doesn't really line up with my being separate thing. In The Last Jedi, she was doing her own thing.
she was partially for the Resistance, though.
Yes.
She was going to try and get Luke to come back with her.
Yeah, but I mean, she's basically, my point is she's not getting in an X-Wing
Right.
like Luke was. So
Yeah.
Luke being in an X-Wing jumpsuit, well, he was getting in an X-Wing.
Yeah, as far as the X-Wing uniform, yeah, for sure. But-
And his Jedi robes that you'd see in Return of the Jedi weren't that much of a departure from his dress that he would be wearing on Tatooine.
I don't know. I mean,
they were different, but they weren't that much of a departure. Not like the X-Wing jumpsuit would be, you know,
yeah.
or his Bespin fatigues or his Endor, you know, dress. But we'll see what happens if Rey goes into battle side by side with members of the Resistance.
Right.
Something she hasn't really done yet.
Right. Yeah, not until circumstances actually throw them together in a certain place and time. Yeah.
Plus, her path to becoming a Jedi is very different than Luke's.
Yeah. That's interesting you say that. Path to becoming a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm interested in that, in her path to becoming a Jedi. Speaking of, in this poster, she's holding a lightsaber. Looks to be repaired. So there is this copper-colored band right around the midsection of this lightsaber. So with her hands on it, I'm assuming that it's the Skywalker lightsaber because you can't really see it.
I was gonna say, like, it's very covered up.
Now, there are some pictures that accompany this. Now, in the individual pictures that are along with this poster on makingstarwars.net, she's holding the lightsaber one-handed, and in that picture, it appears to be the Skywalker lightsaber.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that either. But,
yeah, that one does look like the Skywalker lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're going to break it, it's broke.
Yeah, I mean, so you mentioned her path to becoming a Jedi. Up until this point, building your own lightsaber is part of that path. So, I guess we'll see. Maybe that's no longer important. I'm not sure. And if it's not any longer important, again, we'll have to see how they approach that, because just saying it out loud right now, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that.
Well, I don't know that it was that important until Vader kicked Luke's ass.
Huh?
Like, say Vader doesn't cut Luke's hand off and that lightsaber goes tumbling. I don't think Luke builds his own lightsaber.
Probably not.
So,
I see your point there. You have a point.
I think building your own lightsaber in the, old Republic era of the Jedi, yeah, absolutely, was a rite of passage.
Yep.
But you just didn't get handed one then.
True. Vader does reference Luke's skills now being complete, though, after he sees Luke's new lightsaber. So, I don't know. It is referenced in the original trilogy, so I don't know.
Oh, being able to do it would probably, definitely be a reflection on your knowledge and ability.
Right.
But he didn't say that, it didn't come down to, if he would have fixed the one that was broke, that would have been a big deal either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is fixing one that's broke on the same, plane?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to see how all that plays into it.
Because Luke did have to microwave a kyber crystal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You got the easy bake oven version. So
I can understand why Rey wouldn't want to. See, the thing that bothers me about that is, that kyber crystal blew up.
Yeah.
So she's definitely got to come up with a crystal.
Yeah, you would think. There's there is a lot to be answered for here. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
especially C-3PO with a bandolier and a bowcaster.
Right. So the other question I have is, why is Oscar Isaac wearing Brendan Fraser's costume from The Mummy?
Oh, geez.
You have to admit it's kind of funny, but
I didn't see that question coming. And now that I look at it, I should have.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. But hey, small details, right?
Yeah, I just, what I don't get is it seems like he's got his sleeves rolled up, right?
Yep.
Well, so if you got your sleeves rolled up, why do you wear a scarf?
I'm not sure. I have a feeling that that's probably got to do more with maybe protecting your face from, I don't know, sandstorms or something, as opposed to
very stylish way
warmth.
to go about it.
Yeah, of course. So we also have down in the corner, the lower right corner, a different looking kind of TIE fighter.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's a new version of the Interceptor.
Right. Very triangular panels, and looks kind of cool.
Yep. I guess we're going to mention that. We got to mention the Y-Wing up top.
Of course, yes.
I mean, there's a freaking Y-Wing.
Yes, love the Y-Wings.
Yeah, very cool ships. So, yeah. There's a lot going on. A lot of things that scream, hey, is that weird looking droid next to BB-8?
It is. Yeah, that unicycle droid?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, yes.
Huh.
So I got a feeling that's going to be the droid that's rumored to be following BB-8 around.
Yeah, it just looks so weird.
It does look weird.
Unicycle droid. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So there's also some alien standing next to Finn in this poster.
That's the thing that I thought was the weirdest in this whole thing.
Right. We have no frame of reference for this guy. There's nothing.
Especially since look at him, it's like, he doesn't seem that bright.
Right. Right.
I mean, just I don't want to judge based on the look of this poster.
Then I won't say what I was gonna. So,
but that alien looks dumb.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I mean, come on, tell me you can't look at that picture and okay, let's put a thought bubble up there. Duh.
Right. So, I will say this. It looks, it looks like he's got some sort of I don't know if you call him.
Does he swim with his ears?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like fins or something, right?
Yeah.
Standing next to Finn.
Kind of.
Yeah. Like it could be some, aquatic or underwater type species that, similar to the Gungans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows? I mean, the rebellion can be recruiting from all different sorts of places, the way it kind of looks. So,
yep.
Very interesting, though. It's got me excited. Even if this is not accurate, if this is something somebody threw together, they got some legit material that they've done it from. Overall,
more and more I look at it, the more and more I feel like this is something that was officially worked on, and whoever put this out there shouldn't have had it.
Yeah, totally. I could see this, being what they're saying it is. It's a retail marketing poster.
Yeah, this is what you're going to see on the cardboard display.
Right.
On Force Friday.
Right. But I'm thinking that it's possible that this thing isn't yet complete. Like, there's been work done on it, and there's possible changes that are going to be made.
Right.
Before it
which
hits stores. So
I guess one more thing we didn't talk about is Kylo Ren's helmet.
Oh, right. Yes.
And how you can see that it has been repaired.
Right.
And it definitely looks like it was smashed up.
Yeah, for sure.
Doesn't look like it was as smashed up as it was.
Exactly.
But
hey,
definitely looks repaired.
It definitely repaired. If you can move his scar, I guess you can, fix the helmet. So.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's almost like JJ said, "Oh yeah, move my scar, will you?" Yeah. Thought you broke that helmet?
Right. Yeah, I like that.
So, oh, it doesn't look right. Doesn't look menacing enough. Here, how about this?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. This has definitely got me excited. I'm like, can't wait for a trailer now.
I got Gorilla Glue.
Oh, the hell. Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you have anything to add, you can always email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us. But we're also on social media. We're at The Wars and More on Twitter, facebook.com/thewarsandmore. And of course, you can find all that and all the ways to find the show over at thewarsandmore.com. Any final thoughts this week, Doug?
No, I think that about covers it.
All right, buddy. We will talk next week.